Welcome to the PaperTrails&RabbitHoles podcast. Welcome to the debate. Look, it's March 2026, and Operation Epic Fury is in full swing.
Right, it's moving incredibly fast.
It is. We are watching a massive military campaign completely tear apart the Middle East in a matter of weeks. So the question we have to answer right now is simple, but the stakes are literally life or death.
Absolutely.
Is this war a surgical, absolutely necessary strike to stop a nuclear disaster?
And to save the global economy.
Right. Or is it a massive lie built on fake intelligence that is dragging us into an unwinnable, bloody trap?
Well, I think the answer to that is clear.
I am looking at the facts, and it is obvious to me. This war is built on what experts call intelligence grooming.
Which is just a buzzword for...
It means cherry-picking fake data to start a fight. We are walking directly into a meat grinder, spending thousands of lives and completely bankrupting our military reserves in the process.
And you're completely ignoring the reality of the threat here. I mean, this isn't some manufactured crisis. This is about peace through strength.
Peace through strength? Sure.
Yes, we're talking about neutralizing an actual physical nuclear threat that was days away from holding the entire world hostage.
Days away?
Days. We had to go in, remove the leadership, and break their weapons before they broke the global economy. This wasn't just a good idea, it was a mandatory action to save the world from total collapse.
Okay, but before we talk about saving the world, we have to talk about how this actually started on February 19th.
The intelligence report.
Right. That was the day the government released a report saying there was an imminent threat of drones attacking the United States. They used that exact report to justify the massive bombings on February 28th.
Because it was a real threat.
But it was completely made up. The government used synthetic data simulations. Do you want to know what that actually means in plain English?
Look, it means they used advanced predictive modeling.
No, it means they used an AI video game.
That's entirely reductive.
They took a computer program, punched in some hypothetical scenarios, and the computer predicted that a drone strike might happen. And then the administration took that computer guess, walked into Congress, and sold it as a 100% real, happening right now threat.
It wasn't a guess.
It's like arresting a guy on the street because an AI software predicted he might commit a crime tomorrow, and treating that guess like it's security camera footage.
That is not.
Top experts knew this was fake. Joe Kent, a massive figure in national intelligence, literally resigned his job over this. He knew they were curating fake data to start a war, just like the fake weapons of mass destruction in 2003.
Stop comparing this to 2003. It wasn't a video game, it was a cocked gun pointed right at us.
A virtual gun.
A real gun. You are ignoring 47 years of constant violent history. Since the embassy takeover in 1979 to the Marine barracks bombing in 1983, straight through to today.
Right, but
They have been funding terror and shooting at us for decades. Under Article 51 of the United Nations Charter, you are legally allowed to defend yourself.
if you are attacked.
You do not have to wait for the cocked gun to actually fire the bullet before you tackle the guy holding it. They were moving weapons.
Moving weapons, sure.
The AI didn't invent the weapons out of thin air. It looked at real fuel shipments and real troop movements, and it told us the trigger was about to be pulled.
You can't use 47 years of bad blood to legally justify a surprise attack today. And look, if this was just about stopping a few drones from launching, then why did we just drop thousands of American boots into the middle of the desert?
I'll tell you why.
You don't send 7,500 Marines and the 82nd Airborne Division to stop a drone.
We sent them because of the 970-pound problem. The drones were the immediate spark, but the real fire is buried under the rubble in Isfahan.
The uranium.
Yes, our intelligence confirmed they have 970 pounds of highly enriched uranium. That is enough radioactive material to build 10 nuclear bombs. You can't just drop a bomb from an airplane to fix that.
Why not? I mean, we drop bombs on everything else.
Because if you blow up 970 pounds of uranium, you just created the world's largest dirty bomb.
Ah.
You scatter radioactive dust across entire cities. You poison the water and the air for millions of people. You can't bomb it, and you can't just leave it there for terrorist splinter groups to find.
Okay. So we sent the Marines.
We sent the Marines strictly for technical security. Think of them like a heavily armed, hazardous materials cleanup crew. They are not there to take over the country. They are just there to grab the dangerous stuff, pack it up, and get out.
You think you can just walk into a massive, hostile country, pack up their most prized possession, and quietly leave?
It's a targeted incursion.
Iran is physically enormous. It is 3.77 times larger than Iraq.
I know the geography.
We are talking about over 636,000 square miles of mountains and desert, with 85 million people living there. Do you know what the Shinseki model is?
The military formula, yes.
Right. It's the math formula the military uses to figure out how many soldiers you actually need to hold a piece of land safely.
Right.
To secure a country that size, the formula says you need 2.4 million troops.
But we aren't trying to hold the whole country.
You don't get a choice. You don't treat a massive termite infestation in a giant mansion by sending 3 guys with 1 can of bug spray.
That is a ridiculous analogy.
It's exactly what's happening. You are sending 7,500 guys into a nation of 85 million people. Those Marines need food, they need ammo, they need supply lines.
We have logistics covered.
Those supply lines stretch across hundreds of miles of hostile roads, which means you need more troops just to guard the roads. Before you know it, your quick cleanup crew turns into a full-scale, unconstitutional occupation.
That's not...
And by the way, the entire United States military only has 2.1 million people. We literally do not have enough humans on the payroll to survive the trap we just walked into.
We don't need millions of troops because they do not have a military left to fight us with.
Really?
Yes. You were acting like we just walked in blind. In the first 3 weeks of Operation Epic Fury, we achieved overwhelming success.
Success?
We didn't just dent their military, we crushed it. We destroyed over 120 of their naval vessels. We wiped out all 11 of their submarines. They are sitting at the bottom of the ocean.
Sure, their conventional navy is gone, but...
More importantly, we achieved total decapitation.
Decapitation? You mean we assassinated their top leaders?
We removed Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei and his top generals. We cut the head off the snake. Without their central leadership barking orders, their military is paralyzed. They cannot organize the massive, coordinated counterattacks you are so terrified of.
You didn't cut the head off a snake, you shattered a mirror.
What does that mean?
You are operating on an outdated 20th century playbook. Their military isn't designed to shut down when the boss dies. They specifically built something called the Mosaic Defense.
The regional command structure.
Yes. The whole country is carved up into 31 independent puzzle pieces, 31 autonomous regions.
Right, but they're isolated.
Those local commanders don't need a phone call from the capital to give them permission to fight. The second we cut their communication lines, their standing orders automatically triggered.
They are disorganized.
When you smashed the big mirror, you just created 31 tiny, razor-sharp pieces that are now cutting us from every direction. We didn't stop a war. We started 31 mini-wars, and they aren't fighting us conventionally. They are using the Shadow Fleet.
You mean the smuggling ships?
300 ghost ships, old, unmarked, rusting cargo ships that used to sneak oil around the world. Now they are using them to create absolute navigational anarchy in the Strait of Hormuz.
We are dealing with them.
They are spoofing GPS signals, crashing ships into each other, completely blocking the waterway. We have the best navy on Earth, and we are stuck in a 300-ship traffic jam.
And we are systematically hunting those ships down and clearing the lanes.
While they bleed us completely dry, are you tracking the missile usage?
The missile usage.
Because the Pentagon is panicking over it. Let me explain the terrifying math of what is happening right now. They are swarming our ships with cheap remote-controlled drones that cost maybe $2,000 to build.
Basically flying lawnmowers.
Yes, flying lawnmowers. And we are shooting those flying lawnmowers down with Patriot and THAAD missiles. Do you know how much a single Patriot missile costs?
$4 million.
$4 million.
You pay what it costs to protect American lives and multi-billion-dollar aircraft carriers?
But we are running out. It's like someone throwing pennies at you, and you defend yourself by throwing Rolex watches back at them. Eventually, you run out of watches.
Look, we have production.
They have launched over 1,200 of these cheap drones since February 28th. They are intentionally trying to bankrupt our missile stockpiles until we are completely empty and defenseless against their bigger weapons.
We are not defenseless.
We are completely blind while it happens, because on March 1st, they blew up our massive early warning radar in Qatar. Our Marines on the ground have barely any warning when the missiles come down now.
Okay, losing the Qatar radar was a bad day, yes. I am not saying this is bloodless.
Obviously not.
But you have to zoom out and look at why we are doing this. You complain about the cost of Patriot missiles? What do you think the cost of a global economic collapse looks like?
How does that justify this?
Before we launched this operation, they were choking the Strait of Hormuz. Tanker traffic dropped by 94%. Do you know what happens in that strait?
Oil.
20% of the entire world's oil flows through that narrow strip of water.
And dropping bombs on it didn't magically open it back up?
It is the only way to open it back up. We are enforcing maximum pressure 2.0. We are using our military to rip their hands off the global throat. If we do nothing, oil goes to $200 a barrel.
So this is about gas prices.
Do you know what $200 a barrel means for the person listening to this right now? It means you can't afford to drive to work. It means farmers can't afford the diesel to run their tractors.
Right.
Which means food doesn't get planted, which means global food supply chains collapse. We are talking about mass starvation. To stop that, we executed a brilliant countermove. We issued a waiver and released 140 million barrels of their own stranded oil into the market.
The Ghost Fleet waiver.
Exactly. We took 140 million barrels of oil that was just sitting out at sea, and we let it flood the global market. That instantly lowered gas prices and kept the world running.
Wow.
And because of our banking sanctions, their government can't even touch the money from those sales. We weaponize their own oil to save the global economy, while our troops clear the physical waters.
It is a 30-day Band-Aid. You're bragging about slightly lowering the price of gas while completely ignoring the horrific human nightmare we are causing on the ground.
We are preventing a larger nightmare.
Do you want to talk about real costs? Let's talk about the Meenab school strike.
That was a tragically outdated target.
February 28th, our military fired a precision cruise missile into the Shajare Tayyabeg Girls Elementary School.
Based on intelligence.
They didn't just hit it once. The forensics show they triple-tapped it. They hit that school 3 distinct times to make sure it was leveled. 75 people died, mostly little girls between the ages of 7 and 12. You are talking about gas prices while we are burying children.
The intelligence said it was a military compound. They hide their weapons in civilian buildings exactly so people like you will get emotional when we hit them. It is a tragedy, yes, but it is a tragedy of their own making.
It doesn't matter whose fault the paperwork says it is. What matters is what happened next. The whole point of this war was supposed to be freeing the local people so they would rise up against their evil government.
And they still might.
Instead, we gave them the ultimate martyrdom story. The old leader's son, Mojtaba Khamenei, took over. Do you know what he did?
He broadcast the images.
He took the images of that destroyed school, this pink-flowered concrete building turned into a graveyard of little girls, and he broadcast it to the entire country.
It's propaganda.
Just a month ago, students were protesting the regime. Now, they are lining up to join the military. Mojtaba completely unified the country.
Unification under a dictator.
He convinced 85 million people that this isn't politics anymore. This is a holy war to protect their children from American missiles. We didn't defeat them. We gave them the ultimate moral high ground.
There is no moral high ground for a regime building a nuclear bomb, period.
But
Yes, the propaganda is strong right now and the images are horrific, but propaganda doesn't enrich uranium and it doesn't open shipping lanes. You think we walked into a trap, but the reality is we are performing emergency surgery on a massive cancer.
it's not surgery.
It is bloody, it is dangerous, and it hurts. But the alternative is letting the patient, the entire global order, die. When the 970 pounds of uranium is locked away and the shipping lanes are clear and oil isn't $200 a barrel, the world will be safe.
You aren't performing surgery. You walked into a dry forest, set a massive fire to clear out some dead wood, and now you are standing in the middle of a burning inferno acting surprised that the flames are out of control.
That's entirely fatalistic.
We built a war on an AI computer guess. We are bankrupting our military shooting $4 million missiles at $2,000 drones. We are stuck in a shattered mirror of 31 insurgencies with no way out. We have entirely lost our moral authority on the world stage, and no amount of stolen uranium or cheap oil is going to buy it back.
We have to deal with the world as it is, not as we want it to be.
Well, I guess we are just going to have to let the listeners decide what the truth is here, because we are obviously irreconcilable on this. You see emergency surgery, and I see a fire that's burning everything down.
Only time will tell how deep this goes. The paper trail doesn't have to end here, but the descent is just beginning. Find us at Paper Trails and Rabbit Holes on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you hunt for the truth. Keep your eyes open. We'll see you at the bottom.